everyone, and welcome to the very next episode of The Remedy with Tova Sido and
Janice Gaunt and
Tom Bridwell.
Tom. Why do you have is that Casey Musgrave's album?
Yeah, I've actually kind of really gotten into that one record. I'm not a huge fan of hers, but my daughter and wife have been listening to it inside.
I love it so much.
And I just I got a new record player for my birthday, so I put my old one out here. You can see it. It's over there underneath the TV on the left side of that shelf.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And so when I was setting up mics this morning, I brought that record out to listen to. It sounds incredible. Like the production of that album is out of this world.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would never even know how to appreciate the production of an album.
It sounds so good. And you know, the music is pretty good too, but just the way it sounds is just incredible. So
wow.
I was listening to it this morning.
I love that album.
Yeah. It's good. She's got something.
Yeah,
she's not bad on the eyes either.
Oh no, she's beautiful.
She is beautiful. I've really never heard any of her music.
I love her
when we're done today, I'll come down and play that first song.
Okay,
you got to hear it.
What's the first song on it?
I can't even. I don't even know.
I love Butterflies.
Yeah, that might be it. I'm not sure. I just I don't know. I was just picking a record to come listen to, and that one had been listened to recently, and I just took note of how good it sounded, so I brought it out to listen to it.
Cool.
There's another one on there. Something about a rainbow.
Do you guys remember when she was on SNL? Do you remember what she did?
No.
You know, she performed on SNL completely naked. She was on a stool, just like the one y'all were just talking about.
What?
Yes, there was a stool on the stage, and she was absolutely buck naked with her, and her guitar was the only thing that was blocking you from seeing her front. It was really cool. Like nobody had ever done that before, and I think that earned her a little mention on that SNL documentary thing that they did a few weeks ago, because it was such a groundbreaking, brave thing for her to do.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I would die.
Yeah.
She had to walk out.
Well, I'm sure they had a towel around her, and then they sat her down, and then she put the guitar on, and then they moved out so that nobody could actually see her.
So ballsy.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a ballsy move.
No kidding.
Okay. Today we are going to talk about hard questions to ask yourself in a marriage. Whoa. So there's 7 questions that these therapists say that we should ask yourself in a marriage.
Yeah.
Let's see what they have to say. Numero uno. In your marriage, number 1, do I make it easy for my partner to bring up their feelings and needs, or do my reactions make them hesitant? I think that's a damn good question.
It is a good question. And there are times when you may be a little annoyed with your partner. And so you're not as receptive to be able to, when they come to bring something that we may not be real happy of them at the time. So then you have to figure out, a lot of times I'll tell people, if you cannot answer the question kindly, give yourself a break and say, I'll be back, and we will revisit this.
Take a little time out.
So that you don't get, because it may not have to do with anything this is about.
Yeah.
But it really is important, because we want, especially, I think it's very important, particularly for men, to bring up their feelings, because it's been, men have not been real available with their feelings. That is changing, and it's changed a lot. But I do think we as women, at least I feel a responsibility. If Tom has something that he's bringing up that is not, that is something that I made him unhappy about, I kind of have to breathe and just listen.
Yep.
so that I don't get defensive.
Yeah. This is something that I've really worked on. And a tip that you gave me, I don't know if you even remember this, but with my kids, because I think this is also applicable with children.
Yes, I do too.
So like I can get reactive instead of thoughtfully responding. Like if somebody did something, one of the kids did something, I could be like, what in the world, and react. And then that they get scared, kids get scared of their parents when there's big reactions. So a suggestion you gave me to give my kids is if they needed to talk to me about something that they were afraid to talk to me about, whether they got in trouble at school or they got a bad grade or whatever it was, they could say to me, just to set me up, hey, Mama, I want to talk to you about something that's hard for me to talk about. Is this a good time? So it was always going to be, probably 99.9% of the time, it was always going to be a good time because I can't imagine saying no, not right now. But what that did do inside of me is it triggered, okay, I need to have really good responses.
Yeah.
I need to really be careful about, because this is hard for them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's hard for kids and spouses, I think, sometimes to bring subjects up when we're afraid of a big reaction.
Yeah.
Or that somebody's going to get super pissed about something. Yeah. I think we got to watch it.
Me too. I definitely do.
And take good care of it. Okay.
Hard question number 2. Have I been treating them like a roommate or the love of my life?
The love of my life is a little cheesy.
It's really cheesy to me. It's not. I
Maybe we could have just stopped. Have I been treating them like a roommate?
Or someone that I love.
Yeah, or someone that I love. Exactly. Let's go with that question.
Yeah.
The love of my life. And it's all bolded. That's a little bit cheesy. Okay. Do you think it's easy for what year? I think the answer is yes. It can be very easy to get in a rut in a marriage.
Yeah.
And so when couples have come to you, Janice, and been like, look, I love him, she loves me, we don't want to get divorced, but we're just in a rut. What are some things that you recommend to couples?
Well, I'll ask them, I'll say, is there something that you could do maybe separate from one another that would give you some breathing space? Because I do think that it's important and really therapeutic for sometimes for people to take a little break from someone. Like invite a girlfriend, not for a man to invite a girlfriend, but for the wife to invite one of her friends and say, okay, let's drive down to Austin and stay in a hotel and shop and do that. I just kind of need some space. Or, if my Tom or Tom Bridwell or Craig or whatever feels that kind of need to get away or to have some space, get a guys trip together and go hit golf balls or go play golf or whatever you need a good marriage does not insist that you have your claws in people all day long.
No.
I mean, we just have to have some breathing space.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I talked to a guy this morning. He has a girlfriend, and they just moved in together in the last 3 to 4 months. And he's like, I think I made a mistake. Because it's just, and they both work from home, and it's all day, every day. And he's like, she's on his heels.
Yeah.
And they're not super active, and they just moved to a new city. They don't have a lot of friends. And I mean, he's like, I am dying over here. And I think that's not what I expected you to say, but I think that's great advice. Just creating space creates, I think, opportunities for appreciation.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I miss you. Give them a chance to miss you.
And, I have, since I got a divorce, when I was married, my first marriage, I got very comfortable at taking a trip by myself. I went to Hawaii by myself. I've been to several places by myself, checked into a hotel, sat on the beach, read books, did all sorts of, just...
Speaking my language.
And it's one of my very favorite things to do, not because I don't have people that I want to be around, but it's just so easy to do nothing but be with yourself and really enjoy, you can eat your dinner at 4:30 if you want or whatever it is. But I do think that it is important that we are, if it's something that sounds appealing to people, I think it's a great thing for people to do.
Yeah. Independent and together.
Yeah, independent and together, yeah.
And another one that, and this is the exact opposite of that, but one of the things that you recommend to couples, I know, is go away once a quarter, just to really connect. Change your zip code, and that could be from here to Las Colinas. But change your zip code and go have great hotel sex and reconnect. Don't talk about the kids. Don't talk about money. You don't have to be at a game. You don't have to wake up early. You don't have to make anything, do anything. And just remember why you fell in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
We forget that sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right. Numero tres, Tom.
Am I giving to my partner the same love and care I want to receive from them?
Ooh, that's it.
Are you, Tom?
Yes, because and
that
is
a
very
question?
little.
Was yes a question? Yes.
No, I mean honestly, we're probably going through, and it's because we have a 9-year-old. We got a lot going on. We're definitely doing the roommate thing, probably more than the love of our life thing. And I bet that carries over into this right here.
In what way?
Just, I don't expect a lot from Maureen. And so therefore, I guess I'm probably not dishing it out either. I guess I'm just, but it's working. It's working. We have no problems right now. Our marriage is great.
Good.
Oh, as long as you guys
don't
think that.
Maybe we're
anything.
just really busy and just getting her done. I mean, but I don't know. I'm probably guilty of not. I could definitely do more in the intimacy department. No question.
Do you want to?
Not right now.
I mean, just there you go. Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't feel myself longing for more love from her, but I hope she's not from me. I think we're just doing about the exact same amount that we both want.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good.
It's a natural thing. And I think not thinking about it is the best way.
Yeah. Well, if it's not something that you are craving or wanting or feeling any resentment about, and the same goes for her. Yeah. But I do think that there are probably a lot of people who, there was a girl who wrote her husband a note because they were going through some problems, and she was made these vows, okay, I know we've been off, but here's some things that I'm going to work on and I'm going to promise. And she went back to him and she was like, you don't do any of these for me. And he goes, because you don't do any of them for me. So it's like a pissing contest of not doing.
Right.
Because, and I do see and hear people get into that.
You can.
Well, he doesn't do it for me.
Why should I do it for him or her?
Yeah, it's like, who's gonna start it?
Yeah.
So I think you're unique, Tom, in the fact that you recognize maybe there's some there's a little bit of a disconnect, but it's not you're jonesing for anything and she's not. But I think if you are or they are, and then that resentment is creeping in, that's when you get into
that's definitely
trouble.
not the case.
Yeah.
And it really, I think it has everything to do with what's going on in our lives at this moment.
Yeah.
Having a 9-year-old is challenging.
Working. I mean, you have a young family.
Yes, we both work.
Yep.
We've got a lot going on. I will say, since Betty has started going to summer camp, which this is about to be her 3rd summer, that month that
She goes to Mystic, right?
She goes to Camp Mystic, and that's coming up in July. And that month of us being without Betty is like the ultimate recharge.
Yeah, it's so much. That'll be so much fun for y'all.
Oh, it's so important.
And even if you just go, it's just
even if you're home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
you don't
we are.
have a child.
Just
It's-
not having to go
Yes.
through the bedtime routine and the waking up early.
Yeah.
And we can do whatever we want for dinner. It's amazing.
Exactly.
And the entertainment. Like,
Yes.
Just having to take somebody or be somewhere. I mean, that's y'all are going to have a great time.
Yep.
heck yeah. It's like when all 5 kids go back to college.
Yeah.
Bye.
I know. I know. Hey, Tom, I went the other day. Tom was out of town, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy Fajita Pete's and So I went by Fajita Pete's and got quesadillas and a frozen margarita.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! I started to call you, Tom, and say, "I'll bring you one."
What about me?
Well, you too, Tova.
Hey.
I mean, the case. I mean, all of it.
Yeah, their food's good.
The food is
I haven't
so good.
had the queso. The food is excellent, but I'm a queso.
I haven't.
Love
I
Their
haven't-
queso is really good.
Oh, good to know.
I mean,
Yes.
that margarita is really good.
Yes.
To pull off a to-go margarita like that is pretty epic.
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah,
they put tape across the deal so you can't put your straw in there when you're driving, so you'd get pulled over, you'd get a DUI. If you
don't have tape on it?
if you have an alcoholic beverage in your car and it's open, then
You automatically get a DUI?
you'd get a DWI.
It's to their discretion, but I mean they're technically allowed and should do something.
Because it's an open container thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
COVID sort of made this a little more relaxed because of all the to-go stuff that was happening during COVID, and they haven't really undone it, but they were letting people take alcoholic beverages in their car during COVID away from restaurants. And so I think the workaround was putting the tape over the straw hole in the top of the lid.
That's why they do. They put that tape over.
So if that tape is gone, you could get a DWI.
But I mean, I'd like to know if one person was ever prosecuted because they had a margarita with the tape missing. I mean, I would love to know the statistics on that.
Well, I don't know. If you got pulled over, you were speeding and you had a
open container.
Yeah.
Or you had your straw was in the straw hole. And I mean, they could absolutely.
Ma'am, what is that you got there in the cup holder? It's a margarita. You want a sip?
Oh God, if I got pulled over with alcohol, I'd be scared out of my mind.
I would too. I would be so scared.
I would piss my pants. Okay, number 4, has my partner been a priority, or are they getting the scraps of time and energy left over after all of life's demands? I think this is an important question.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want scraps.
I don't want scraps either. But I don't know that Tom is my number one priority, but he is a definite priority, and I don't know that I'm his definite priority. I mean, I think his work is his number
Top
one
priority,
and that's fine with me.
What would you say yours is? If you don't know that it's not him, what?
Well,
would I would honestly say you.
Huh?
I think you are your top priority.
Yeah. I am.
I know.
Selfish little toot.
I am too.
Uh-huh.
Me being good with me, taking care of me, all that is.
Yeah, and I can tell you, Tom does not mind that one bit. I mean,
I wouldn't either.
I think that the older we get, we have much more of a tolerance and a comfort around not having to be in your relationship being just tied to the hip or yeah. I mean, you just kind of become so comfortably loose about it. And then you can ask for what you want. But yeah.
Definitely priority, but not
the only priority.
Only or the number one priority. I don't know. And I don't, I mean, Craig has told me I am his number one, but I don't know. If he, I mean, as long as it wasn't another girl, I think we're pretty safe. I just love and trust him so much. I'm not running around trying to be his number one. I'm not freaking out about it.
No, I agree.
But I do think a priority. Has my partner been a priority? Are they getting scraps? I think, to your point, Tom, I think it's really, I mean, you have one child and that can feel like a lot. But I think parents who have 3 or 4 and they're littles and there's games and practices and then dinner and then bedtime and then performances.
So much. Oh. It was hard.
Yeah. You're drowning.
Yeah.
You feel like you're drowning.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really hard question, especially when they're little.
Yeah.
Or you're raising them.
And I think there are different places. Like I know that, during a work day, Tom's work is his priority.
Same with Craig.
I mean, he's and that is what he needs to be doing. Yep. It's what he wants to be doing, and I do not in any way think that
get your feelings hurt.
No.
Get all torqued up about that.
I don't get my feelings hurt really anymore. I used to. I think I outgrew that.
Craig and I went on a walk this morning, and he was a million miles away because it's Monday morning, and I can tell he's just grinding, about his day and deals. And I mean, he barely spoke on the walk. And I don't even think he realizes that he does. It's every Monday morning when we walk. He is so up in his head.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with me.
No.
And I don't care.
No.
I kind of like the quiet walk.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was even thinking this morning, God, that's not probably when I was in my 20s. I'd be like, why is he so quiet? I wanted to, I would have probably got torqued up about that. Back in the day.
Yeah.
When I took everything so personal. Damn, that was exhausting.
Well, it's hard to be center of the universe. And if everybody doesn't realize it.
Okay. I think 5 is a good one.
Oh, okay. If I lived from the premise that I am teaching my kiddos what love looks like, would I say I'm doing a good job? Yeah, I do think I am.
I think you do a phenomenal job with that.
I do. I think that, yeah.
What about you, Tom? Do you think you and Maureen are giving Betty something good to watch?
From a standpoint of conflict resolution, communication, and general, kind of keeping it light and positive. Yeah. We laugh and we do argue. We argue every day, but our arguments are short and sweet. We're like a couple of cats in the alley. We're like, and then back to normal in 2 seconds, licking each other's paws.
That's the
But as far as the intimacy part, giving her kisses and hugs and all that, no, we're not doing that in front of Betty. And she might think,
that's all right.
She might think, do they ever kiss? I don't know. She may think that, but I don't know. But as far as a normal. Normal day-to-day after school, from the time she gets home until she goes to bed, those 5 hours of time, we are definitely showing her how a relationship works properly. Like there's
sweet.
not fighting and resentment and holding grudges and throwing things at each other. None of that has ever happened in front of Betty.
I don't think kids necessarily need to see kissing, a bunch of kissing. I mean, I don't think that's not that. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you're not getting too into it. But
I
just
don't even mean
think,
that kind of kissing. You know what I mean? But like just give me a hug, sweetie. That kind of stuff. That intimate, lovey-dovey stuff. That does not really happen in front of Betty. And I don't think she cares.
No.
I hope she doesn't care.
I don't think she cares. I don't think she knows.
No.
What about you, Janice? Tova, sorry.
What
are your kiddos, did they witness what love should be?
With me and Craig?
Yeah.
Oh, I think absolutely. I think we give all 5 of our kids something really good. I mean, we were playing golf with Grayson yesterday, Craig's son, and we went and had burgers and then went and played golf. And I thought, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I thought to myself yesterday how proud I am that his boys get to watch him be in a healthy and happy marriage.
Absolutely. It's so good.
Yes.
It really
and my
is.
kids get to witness it with Craig and me too. And I'm proud of that. Because my kids remember Topher and I not getting along.
Yep.
And that was really hard on them. And I mean, and Topher and I get along great now.
Yeah.
Like when we're around each other, it's very simpatico and totally cool. But yeah, I mean, it's stressful when parents don't get along.
It's
stressful
terrible
on the kids.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So to have a peaceful, happy.
I mean, and it's okay to disagree in a marriage in front of your kids. You know, it's not, you just want to be careful about, not screaming and not being abusive to one another or in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay for people to not get along all the time.
It's normal.
It's human, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
That is very normal. Okay. You want 6, Tom?
Sure. Do I step it up as a team player when things get tough, or do I allow challenges to divide us?
I can answer this for you. I guarantee that you are a team player when anything needs. I could totally see you being really good at that, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
I bet all
Nailed
of us
it.
are good at this.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's nothing wrong with having conflict, but I think that where people get stuck in conflict is they start to debate reality. They fight each other instead of fighting the problem. So quickly trying to figure out what's the problem here, and then I tell couples, visualize running instead of volleying back and forth.
Yep.
Throwing the tennis ball and trying to get an ace. Like, imagine running to the same side of the court. You two are now playing doubles against the problem.
Yeah.
Solve the problem.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting each other.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But it's so much more fun to volley.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, last but not least, number 7. If someone asked my partner how loved they feel right now, on a scale of 0 to 10, would it be on the low or the high end? Ooh, rate yourself. Let's rate ourselves. If someone asked you, okay, I'm asking you.
Okay.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how loved does Tom feel right now?
Probably on a scale of 0 to 10, it would probably be a 6.
Do you think that's good enough for him?
I don't know. Probably. We're not real mushy-gushy at all.
But I don't think that equates. I
think that Tom.
I bet you
think
that's
that Tom feels like. I don't know. That would be interesting.
Ask him and then report back.
Okay.
I bet it's higher than you think.
Well, we get along so well, but we are not mushy.
But
we're
y'all are
not
buddies.
And
Y'all really enjoy each other.
Yeah,
and
we really enjoy each other.
fun.
We like each other a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I bet.
But we're not like
On a scale of 1 to 10, how loved do you feel?
I feel probably like a 7.
And is that good enough for you?
Sure. Yeah. I could go with a 5.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I don't have to be any above a 5. I love myself some me.
Take it down, Tom. You're working too damn hard.
Tom Bridwell, you may call Tom and say, "Hey, dude, you don't have to You can cut it down.
Screw the coffee and the glass of wine at night. She can get it herself.
That's hilarious.
Oh, gosh.
What about you, Bridwell?
Excuse me. I've always thought that the metric for really telling if somebody cares or is showing you affection is the actions more than the words.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if Maureen, I think that I'm showing her with the way that I always show up. I never drop the ball on responsibilities. I'm usually planning ahead. I'm not lazy when it comes to taking care of business.
Yep.
So if that is the metric, then yes, she's getting a 10 from me at all times. Now, if we're talking about, like I've said a million times before on the show, the intimacy part, me giving her hugs and, little pecks on the cheek and saying nice things, and that there is room for improvement, but I don't think that's what she equates to feeling loved. I hope not. And if she did, I think she would tell me.
Well, and I think that the thing that I feel is so important of how I want to feel in a relationship is safe.
Yes, me too.
I want to feel emotionally safe. And I guarantee Tom Bridwell that Maureen feels emotionally safe with you.
For sure.
And I think that is for me the number one thing.
Me too.
Yes,
that's highest value for me.
She just texted me since you guys have been here, since we've been recording. She texted me, "I'm at Trader Joe's. Do you need anything from there?" Aww. And I'm like, "Thanks for thinking of me, but no."
Yeah.
But like she thought of me, and that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Those types of things really mean more than just "I love you, honey."
Yeah.
Than a smoochy smooch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How loved do you feel by her? Scale of 0 to 10.
Me? Yeah. She's definitely a 10.
Wow.
She's better than me at all this stuff. That's for sure.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I'm lucky.
You are lucky.
Yeah.
I think Craig would be a 10.
Yeah, I think Tom is too. Tom is, I've always said Tom's a lot nicer than I am.
Oh, no, I think Craig would say a 10. Like, I think that he probably feels really loved. I take real good care of him. I get shit done around the house. I contribute in every way possible.
Yeah.
I am affectionate. But to y'all's point that you both said, I do think this has a lot to do with our love languages. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's kind of showing up for your partner in the way that is the most meaningful to them.
Yeah.
Like I asked Craig yesterday. And remind me to ask you a question, Tom. I asked Craig yesterday, I said, "Sugar, do you like being affectionate or do you just do it because it's important to me?" And he goes, "I do it because it's important to you." And I died laughing. I go, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I don't care about that." And he goes, "I do all of it because I know it's meaningful to you." And I was so grateful because he has really stepped it up in that department since we started dating almost 6 years ago. And it seems like he almost might even enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like a little hand holding or
yeah.
rubbing my back a little bit. Like he totally does it, but he could care less about it. He does it because it's important to me. So, Tom, I was going to ask you, if you have a couple of beers, are you more affectionate?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I know people are like that. That does affect guys. They just did a Saturday Night Live skit about this on Saturday.
Oh, really?
It was one of their fake commercials, and it was a prescription called Couple of Beers.
Oh, my God, I laughed so hard.
Yeah.
Somebody sent that to me, and then Lil Bump.
Yeah, Little Bump. If you get tired from a couple of beers, well, then try this other medication, Little Bump.
Little Bump. LIL Bump. If you are listening and you have not seen that,
Yeah.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
pretty
Google
funny.
it. It is so
So
funny.
what would I Google? Like,
SNL has their own YouTube page and they put every single skit on its own as its own thing. Yeah. So you can just go to the
Wow.
SNL YouTube and you can
Okay,
find everything.
good to know.
good. That is good to know.
Oh, it is the funniest. So that made me think of it, Tom, because Craig is totally a couple of beers.
Yes.
I mean, that affection turns way up when he gets a couple of beers in him.
Definitely. I don't think I do. That might be a question for Maureen, but it would. I know that alcohol can make people angrier or it can make them more loving.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it really affects me either way. I think the only thing that it makes me want to do is say yes to everything. Everything is a good idea when I'm drunk.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Is so funny. Well, yeah, Craig's affection goes way up if he gets a couple beers in him. So I wondered if the same thing happened to you.
That's funny.
So yeah, I think these are good questions
too.
to ask. We probably don't do check-ins enough.
Yep.
As married people, we kind of reserve all the stuff during conflict. I know a lot of people who kind of have a bunch of little ammo in their back pocket, and then it comes out when they are fighting. And so I think these are great questions to do a little relationship check-in.
I do too. I don't, Tom and I don't fight. Mm-hmm. I mean, we really don't fight.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you ever have conflict? Do you ever get on each other's nerves?
well, I mean, I'm sure that I don't ever get on his nerves.
Duh.
Maybe a time or two.
Look at me.
No, I don't think we probably get on each other's nerves a little bit, but we get along great. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I said earlier that I wanted to really stress, for me, the most important thing is safety. Mm-hmm. Emotional safety, mm-hmm. physical safety. Mm-hmm. That's being loyal, mm-hmm. not being acting the fool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You and I hold that at the highest value.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's 1,000% why we married who we married.
I think so too.
And we're so happily married is because we finally feel safe.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
And every
and
other way.
physically too. Yeah.
Every other way. We feel really
It's a
safe.
blessing for sure.
Whew. It is better late than never.
No kidding.
Well, we hope these help sharpen your relationship, maybe give you and your little hubby something to talk about tonight. And we hope you have a great week.
Have a good week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.